What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Cord in the Kitchen. And god damn, that chicken looks so sexy. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I put my foot and my kneecap into that. So it's crispy baked barbecue chicken with some bacon fried cabbage and some ranch roasted potatoes. So let's get into it. I know they say in culinary schools that you're not supposed to wash your chicken, but respectfully, we're gonna wash our chicken. Because the thing is, with the transfer of bacteria and all that, you can simply just bleach the hell out your sink, get you some good Clorox, and just clean it. Just clean it, you know what I mean? And make sure you're not touching your face and all that stuff. It should be good. So what I'm doing right here, though, and we're gonna go ahead and pat these chicken thighs and drums down, get all that excess moisture on out, so that way the skin can be nice and crispy when we go ahead and put this in the oven. Now, to season your chicken, we're gonna start off with some Grill Mates Smoky Applewood Marinade Mix. If you don't have this, you can get something comparable to it, or you can completely just sub it all together. It don't really matter, right? So season this to your taste level, because look, this got salt in it, all right? Of course, some onion powder. This is McCormick garlic and herb seasoning. All right, so now go ahead and massage the seasoning on into your chicken. What you want to do is work your way underneath that skin. Make sure you get that seasoning all over. All right, get it all over. Now, once your chicken's nice and seasoned, we're gonna go ahead and add in some baking powder. All right, and we're gonna add, usually it's about a tablespoon per pound. Of course, since we're not frying, this is gonna be kind of the equivalent to get that skin crispy. So, you know what I mean? Just work it in, just work it in. When this bakes, I'm telling you, this is gonna be some pressure right here. So just to re-emphasize, the baking powder is gonna help to dry out that skin, and then it's gonna make it nice and crispy. So we're gonna bake our chicken at 400 to 425 degrees for about an hour. Yeah, we got our potatoes cut and cleaned, and now we're gonna go ahead and season them on up. Potatoes, it takes more seasoning than you might think, because like potatoes, they soak up a lot of the seasoning. So we're gonna start off with some Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. Now go to your liking, and what I'm trying to tell you is if you season a regular amount, you will end up seasoning again once it's done. So I mean, start small and then build up from there. And we got smoked paprika, of course. Now with potatoes, you gotta have some paprika in there. So go ahead and get smoked paprika. For those of you that need a measurement, start with about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. And we're gonna get some garlic and herb seasoning again. Now, if you specifically don't have McCormick, you can get Mrs. Dash or any sort of salt-free garlic and herb seasoning, and we'll just add that in for extra flavor. And then just a teensy bit, just a little pinch of some onion powder. And then just a little pinch of that. Whether you decide to douse a little bit of olive oil or you can use cooking spray, it don't matter. Just do a little bit of that. That'll help that skin get crispy on the outside. Now, you can peel your potatoes if you like. Nice toss. You can get your hands dirty, whatever you feel. Now with these potatoes, we're gonna add these into the oven along with the chicken, right? So you're gonna cook these potatoes until they're fork tender, probably about an hour. All right, now to start on our cabbage, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and cut up some bacon into bite-sized pieces, and we're gonna set those aside, and then from there we'll go ahead and place them into a pot on like medium to medium high heat. And all we're gonna do is cook the bacon probably about 75 to 80% of the way, approximately 8 to 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make our barbecue sauce for this. So we're gonna use a little bit of ketchup, or a lot of bit of ketchup actually. So you're gonna do about a cup worth, really. Some Dijon mustard, Worcestershire. That's how you say it, y'all. Worcester. Yeah, so this right here. Now, there is sodium in this, so be careful with it, but it makes for great flavor. Follow it up with some liquid smoke. Listen, if you don't know about liquid smoke, get some and thank me later. It takes your food up a whole nother level. We're gonna add in a heaping worth of some brown sugar. For me, we gotta add in some honey, all right? So go ahead and add in however much you feel, however much your heart tells you is right. Then you're just gonna mix everything together. And then as you're mixing everything together, remember, of course, this is my recommendation for the sauce. If you want to add some different things, like instead of honey, you can add molasses, or you can do maple syrup, or maybe even add you some chipotle peppers in there if you want like a chipotle barbecue or whatever. All right, this is just a general guideline. That's what a recipe is. It's a roadmap essentially. All right, but if you know some back rolls and shit, like, go for it. Anyway, once we have this nice and mixed up, we'll go ahead and get to simmering this. So we got our sauce mixed up. What we're gonna do now is just set this on the back burner and allow it to simmer for a few minutes while we're letting everything finish on up. So once the bacon's done, set it aside, and then in the same pot, we're gonna add in our onions. I'm using a yellow onion, but do whatever works for you, all right? And then we're gonna add in some red and yellow bell peppers. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and let this cook for about 2 to 3 minutes just to soften everything on up. And then we'll start with our cabbage. All right, with your cabbage, real simple. What we're gonna do is cut it up, wash it, make sure you get all the bugs and stuff off the cabbage. And then after that, once it's clean, we're gonna set this into the pot as you see, like that. And then we're gonna cover it up with the lid and cook for about 10 minutes on medium-high heat. Come back, remove that lid, and now it's time to season. So we're gonna start off with that same liquid smoke we used for the sauce. Go ahead and do a few douses or whatever, a few dollops. And then after that, we're gonna put just a pinch of some crushed red pepper. When I do say a pinch, I mean just a little bit, because that crushed red pepper, I promise you, goes a long way. And you don't want no spicy cabbage. All right, then we're gonna get some onion powder. All right, and of course, you already should know by now what's finna be coming next, right? Garlic powder, of course. So, we're gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. So none of these have salt in them at this point. So we just maximizing on flavor at this point. Now, next up, what we're going to use is some pink Himalayan salt. If all you have is table salt, that's completely fine. Do what you got. All right. So go to your taste level, depending on if you like your stuff to be, I guess, a little bit more on the saltier side, then do that. If you like to be lower sodium, then hold back on it. And then also we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of some brown sugar. Now that bacon that we cooked, take that, put it back in, and then go ahead and incorporate everything in together so you have bacon in each bite. We're almost done, y'all. So once you got everything stirred on up, cover this back up with a lid and cook for another 8 minutes. Remember, we're on medium-high heat. And so look, there's the chicken just came out the oven. So we almost done. We just got to glaze it on up. But real quick second of appreciation. Look at that chicken. Don't it look like it came out the grease? We ain't used nothing. Now look at grease on this. I promise you. Okay, so it's nice and crispy and everything like that. So now I'm going to go ahead and lather this on up with that barbecue sauce that we've been letting simmer for a while. All right. And all you're going to do is just brush the chicken just like you see there. All right. You're going to hit the backside too, obviously, because you eat the other side, I'm assuming, right? Okay, of course. And once we got our chicken coated, then we're going to go ahead and prop this back in the oven on broil for about 5 to 7 minutes, and we done. And then last but not least, go ahead and get you that fork or whatever. Just take a second. No, take a picture for the gram. That's what you do next, all right? Because you're going to want to flex on some people because you use this recipe, all right? You feel me? But look, get a recipe and try it. I thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Yes, Lord.